To help save vulnerable waterways like the Potomac River and Chesapeake Bay, environmentalists are also touting a new eco-friendly development model known as smart growth. One of the nation's showcases for smart growth is right here in Arlington, Virginia, a short subway ride across the Potomac from Washington and just a few miles from Tysons Corner. Smart growth is making suburban living look a lot more like city living with a human touch.
So, I mean, what's fascinating is, where are we? I mean, look up here, for crying out loud.
You're in a downtown, a new downtown in Arlington County.
I got a tour from smart growth advocate Stuart Schwartz.
It's a suburb that's grown up into a city, an extension of DC's downtown. Arlington had no choice but to build up to compete with the outer suburbs. And from an environmental perspective, we love this sort of place because we're building here on old parking lots instead of building out in forests and farms.
So, yeah, we're gonna do bed much better.
Arlington's strategy is to focus development not around the car, but around Washington's mass transit system known as Metro.
Around each of the stations, we've called a network of livable communities, and increasingly the world's cities are being built this way, using transit as the spine for development.
What's been the track record in Arlington County in terms of jobs, development, congestion on the streets?
They've had an explosion of development in the corridor over the last 30 years. They've had tripling and quadrupling of the number of residents, the number of jobs in the corridor, and it's all been achieved without an increase in traffic. And people coming and going.
The key to smart growth is high-density living combined with mixed-use development. Commercial, retail, and residential all mixed together.
You know, looking at this, there are high-rise buildings here. I mean, to a certain extent, this kind of looks like Tysons. It's our image of it. Lots of concrete or brick or whatever.
But very different. Great public spaces here like this park. You have shopping you can walk to right there. A great bus stop here. Outdoor cafes. Probably 2 to 3 times the number of people living here as do live in Tysons Corner. And in fact, the future of Tysons is going to be in having more people live in Tysons Corner and to make Tysons Corner look a lot more like Arlington.
In fact, at Tysons, there's been a tectonic shift in the mindset of business leaders. With the commercial luster of Tysons fading, they're now banking on the planned arrival of Metro's rapid rail to spur a new kind of redevelopment.
We can't continue to accommodate cars in the number of cars that we have in the past. I mean, the choice moving forward is you do more of the same and get what you got, or you change what you did and build to a new goal, if you will, a new culture. And that culture will be focused on mass transit. In essence, designing a place that's much more, at a human scale, pedestrian friendly, that'll be the key to the success of Tysons for the next 20 years.
It's a welcome change to advocates of Chesapeake Bay. Remaking Tysons Corner gives local government a chance to fix the stormwater system, create parks, and restore green zones and local streams feeding into the Potomac and the Bay.
So growth is happening, and we have to accommodate it. But we can do it better, we can plan it better, we can put it in better locations, and we can put it in places where we can deal with the impacts in the most effective way.
Are you saying we have a choice?
Always. We have a stark choice. We have a very dramatic choice. If we do it right, the effects on the environment are reduced by half or more. If we do it wrong, the possibility of actually losing the Chesapeake Bay goes up dramatically.
We do have choices to make. And from what I saw and heard on my journey, time is much more urgent and the stakes are much higher than I had once realized.
We are not going to make it the way we are going now. I mean, if you ask me for today's grade, failure. Doesn't mean we can't redouble our effort, you know. We can re-enroll, try again, but yeah, it's a failure.
There's no question that the condition of the Chesapeake Bay is like the canary in the coal mine. It is a symbol, it is an indicator of what we are now learning to expect in any body of water nationwide and across the planet.
The danger signs are everywhere. Dead zones, dying young whales, intersex in male fish, the growing risk of serious health problems for humans.
The 70s were a lot about, we're the good guys, we're the environmentalists, we're going to go after the polluters. And it's not really about that anymore. It's about the way we all live. And unfortunately, we are all polluters. I am, you are, all of us are.
Success is possible, but the lesson driven home to me again and again is that the key is public engagement.
If the public is not engaged, in Puget Sound, for example, we will fail. We will fail. I have no confidence whatsoever we can get the job done unless and until everybody steps up, accepts responsibility, and becomes part of the solution.
You can't expect the Clean Water Act alone to do the job for Puget Sound or Chesapeake Bay or any other water body. You have to piece together clean water, clean air, and taking care of the land. And at this point in our history, we have to restore what we've screwed up.
Water pollution has slipped off our radar screen in the face of other seemingly more urgent crises. But pollution is a ticking time bomb. It's a chronic cancer that is slowly eating away natural resources that are vital to our very survival.
The estuaries and the wetlands are worth vastly more money than we have acknowledged. I mean, if we could calculate and persuade the public about how valuable the wetlands are in terms of the web of life, we would be guarding them like the family jewels instead of using them as our great sewage dump.
We have a window of time whereas if we do not succeed in taking action in the next 10 to 20 years on a whole range of issues, we are in fact putting our planet on a trajectory that it will be very, very hard to undo. And I say that because the decisions we make are going to have a profound effect as to our planet's future over the next 100 years.